Hey everybody, this is Jonathan Moore once again, Hometown Historian channel, and we are back with another tale of haunted history. So we're actually back in gold mine region, in between the two mountains. There's the old railroad bed, which is what we're on here right now, as you can see. Back through here you had the towns of Rausch Gap, Cold Springs, Yellow Springs, and the tale goes there was a gentleman who ran the railroad switch there near Rausch Gap. Now, whether this story is true or not, I honestly don't know, because I've never heard of it before I read it in this book about haunted history, but here we go. So his job was to take care of this railroad switch. Well, apparently there was some kind of accident and he died. Now, in those days, the responsibility to take care of that railroad switch would then be put onto his family. Well, apparently his wife was quite distraught, and she forgot to do the switch the one time, and there was a terrible rail accident. Now, this is where I wonder whether this is true or not, because I've never heard of this. There was a huge accident, a ton of people died, and they were buried in somewhere like a mass grave out there behind the cemetery that's there at Rausch Gap. And that's where I sort of come into a little bit of doubt whether this story is true or not. Well, the people were obviously rather upset in the town, and sort of a mob formed, and they were deciding they were going to do something about this. Well, she beat them to the punch, and she wound up throwing herself in front of a moving train and was killed instantly. So the legend goes that when you walk along this rail trail, especially out in the Rausch Gap area, you'll see a woman walking through with a lantern, weaving it back and forth, wailing, looking for her husband. Now, whether this is true or not, who knows? One of the scary things I wanted to say is that every now and then, if you do see her, you don't want to let her approach you, because she'll come running at you or flying towards you and go right through you, and then just disappear. And I said at that point, you need to go buy some life insurance, because your time is going to be short. But that's the story. So we had one that we had earlier, we did on the other side of the old railroad tracks, that it was the headless miner who was carrying his head around in a wheelbarrow. And this is another one on the other side towards Rausch Gap, and it's an interesting tale, pretty terrifying. So if you come back here in the Rausch Gap area and you see a woman with a lantern, stay away. So as always, I want to say thanks for coming along. It's another haunted history tale that we have here, and we will see you all about town.